right, thank you.
Really big, of course, should
I? Not really.
What are you doing?
Well, I was just videoing actually.
I can see your video. That's why you're videoing.
No particular reason.
No particular reason. Okay. Do you live locally?
Not too far.
Not too far. Not too far. So you don't want to tell me where you live in?
Right from the off, something worth clocking. The officer asks where he lives and his name, and the cameraman declines both politely but firmly. Music, now under pace. That's the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984. There's generally no obligation to give your name unless an officer has invoked a specific legal power, like a Section 50 stop under the Criminal Justice Act or a stop and search under Section 1 pace. Neither appears to have been cited here. Music, no power, no obligation, and yet the questions keep coming. Watch how that plays out.
What's your name?
I don't want to tell you that though.
You don't want to tell me that either? Why is that?
Well, I don't need to, do I?
You don't have to, no.
Call me Rick.
I can call you Rick.
Or Sir. Take your pick.
Calling you Sir.
All right, call me Rick.
I'll call you Rick.
Why don't you call me...
The reason why I want to ask you this...
What's your name then?
My name's Lee.
Lee, but you don't want to call me Sir?
I don't want to call you Sir, no.
What's that then? It's quite...
Why should I call you Sir? Is your name Sir?
No, but
No,
like
well.
it's quite traditional, isn't it? That
Traditional?
Yeah, I think like in days gone by, people used to call each other Sir, didn't they?
Well, perhaps you've been brought up differently, but I've never called anyone Sir.
Haven't you?
No.
Not even at school. I used to have to call my teacher Sir.
No, I should call them Mr. Hollanby or Mr.
All right, maybe you're younger than.
I always preferred the more formal approach, knowing someone's name. So that's why I always ask if I can know what someone's name is.
Yeah.
So, but the reason I'm asking you, I'm just driving out and noticing you was filming here. This being a...
The officer now explains his thinking. Someone filming outside the police headquarters, terrorism concerns, natural curiosity. That's fair enough on its face. Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act 2000 and Section 43 both exist for genuine reasons, but neither gives an officer the right to demand your identity simply for filming in a public place. Reasonable curiosity and lawful authority aren't the same thing, and that gap is exactly what this channel exists to examine.
Reported in this day of people filming stuff for terrorism and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I get curious as why someone might feel the urge to film people coming and going outside a police station.
It's just because you know, people find it interesting.
What, the filming cars coming and going outside of police stations?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your badge number? 5846.
From Oscar Dale to the yeah, 5846.
But it's also not.
I'm chatting to this chap outside of the rear gate HQ. The chap we talked to earlier in the city centre. What was his? Oh no, so I just want to check that wasn't the same fella. Okay, thanks for that, Tom.
No, I haven't been in the city centre.
No, there was a chap doing a very similar thing in the city centre earlier today, and he had conditions not to do it. He'd obviously been doing it a bit too much and in the wrong places and filming the wrong things, and that's the only reason I thought, oh, there's someone filming it. I wonder if it's the same chap, but it's not the same chap, obviously, because he's in custody as it comes out, because he got arrested for it.
Did he really?
Now, here's where it gets interesting. The officer mentioned someone arrested earlier with court-imposed conditions, possibly a civil injunction or a criminal behavior order. Understandably unsettling to hear, but conditions attached to one individual can't transfer to a stranger on the street. One person's restrictions aren't everyone's restrictions. The cameraman holds his nerve and asks precisely the right question. What law is actually being broken here? Because in a moment, he's going to raise something that makes a lot of officers shift uncomfortably. The deliberate misuse of terrorism powers to silence perfectly lawful filming. And the officer's response might genuinely surprise you.
That be though, because he's got the conditions.
Because he's got conditions, yeah.
Yeah. What's the condition? That
I can't tell you what someone else's conditions
No,
are.
but what sort of law could you be breaking then? Because from
I
what
can't
I
tell you.
understand,
All I heard it was someone got arrested for it.
Okay.
So, but he's got conditions against it, so he's obviously been doing something that a court's issued these conditions. So he's got no conditions. Was there anything? Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I haven't got any conditions.
No, you're not.
More and more people are doing this. Do you know why people do it?
Why is that?
Because it's lawful to do it. It's not against the law.
It's not against the law,
but
no,
for some reason, the police get triggered and
we get filmed all the time.
And want to know why you're doing it.
Every time there's an incident of someone filming, just the way it is these days. And we do it the same because we've got cameras that we film people back with. But it's just when people are doing it outside of establishments,
yeah, well,
people get a bit more twitchy just because they think, what's he doing? Why is he doing that outside there? Because of the state and height we're in for terrorism.
Yeah, well, not everyone accepts that as an excuse to take away our freedoms. See, the reason why we do it, or people do it, is because we're not interested in filming.
The cameraman lays it bare. This isn't about the cars. It's about the police response itself. That's the entire point of accountability auditing. And notice the officer doesn't escalate. No Section 43 invoked. No demand for ID. No radio call for backup. That's actually worth acknowledging. Composure on both sides keeps this from becoming something else entirely. Calm is a tactic, and both men are using it.
In you stopping to see what we're filming, and then the interaction that we're having now. You know, and the police seem to get triggered by it, especially if you're outside.
Triggered? How do you mean by triggered?
Well,
or interested?
Provoked. You know, like I've literally been here 5 minutes, I'd say, and hardly any cars come out, and you know, it didn't take long. You get triggered. You come out, you want to know why we're doing it.
Yeah,
you know.
No, that's true. But then again, it's a policeman's job, isn't it, to wonder why people are doing things? I always think.
Well, it's kind of an act of protest in a way.
Right.
Yeah, it's a peaceful act of protest within the law.
Just say that you can do it.
Yeah.
That's totally up to you.
Because some policemen overstep the mark. I think what it is, is you know, nobody's got a problem with policing laws that are fair and just, but sometimes the police abuse and twist laws. They look for an excuse to take away our rights. For example, using the Terrorism Act and say you could be doing hostile reconnaissance.
The terrorism angle surfaces properly now. The cameraman raises a legitimate concern that some officers stretch Schedule 7 or Section 43 powers beyond their intended scope to justify detaining or searching lawful filmers. That concern has been upheld in cases like Gillen and Quinton versus United Kingdom at the European Court. Section 44 stop and search was ruled unlawful in 2010 and subsequently repealed. Powers misapplied aren't powers at all. This officer, to his credit, music doesn't reach for them.
And yeah, obviously in your heart you know I'm not doing that, but you might.
You don't know, but it's my job to ask, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But some police officers, you see, they might abuse that law and think they can try and punish me and take away my freedoms by seizing my phone.
Have you had much of that in the past?
No, but I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Where have you seen it?
On the internet.
Oh, I see.
Abusing, take away my freedoms, seize my phone under the Terrorism Act. When you know, in your heart, you know that I'm not doing this for terrorism, and I've just explained to you why I'm doing it. You know.
Yeah, no.
You know, and if you're a good cop, then you come over as a good cop. You know, and if you're a bad cop, you come over as a bad cop.
Someone grabbing phones and things like
that.
Yeah,
I'm just an objective.
And I've stopped and asked you why you're doing it, and you've told me.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you, Rick. Entirely up to you. But as long as you're okay,
yep.
There's nothing I can help you with.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, I shall leave you to it.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for the.
By the way,
no.
I don't think.
Thank you.
And so it ends. A handshake, a thank you, music. And both men walk away with their dignity intact. That's rarer than it should be. 3 things genuinely worth carrying away from this one. First, in the UK, you generally have no legal obligation to give your name without a specific cited power. Ask which one applies. Second, filming in a public place is typically lawful, and curiosity from an officer doesn't automatically create a legal duty to explain yourself. Third, and perhaps most importantly, calm is your strongest tool. The cameraman here never raised his voice, never gave ground unnecessarily, and never handed the officer reason to escalate. This encounter appears to have been handled correctly on both sides, and that's worth saying plainly when it happens. If you had your own experience with a stop like this, tell us about it in the comments. We read everyone. And if you want clear, accurate breakdowns of your rights every week, subscribe and hit the bell. This video is educational, not legal advice. Always check local laws. Peace out.